we are going to have a difficult time getting someone to rescue you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fat Cat is a mount in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh boy,
Yes.
that sounds
Oh, so
great.
it is a mount.
Oh, yeah.
Fat Cat. Fat Cat.
That's
Hell
very
yeah.
exciting.
Incredible. I love it.
I just started playing Final Fantasy VI in anticipation of the Magic set, and I am
Ooh.
loving it.
Best Final Fantasy. Let's go.
Good.
So good.
It is an excellent Final Fantasy.
I agree. It is an excellent Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But it turns out not the Final Fantasy. I learned that. There's more Final.
Yeah, there's
than
more.
that.
I
That
am.
one's my be all end all, but that's for the same reason that everybody's favorite one is the one that you played when you were like 13.
Final Fantasy Tactics is my top Final Fantasy.
Oh, it's so good.
And then 14 is one of the best stories of any Final Fantasy in the world. The way that I describe Final Fantasy 14 is it's the best single player Final Fantasy, in my opinion, that you play that other people happen to be playing at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they happen to be there.
Yeah, they happen to be there. You can play the entirety of the main storyline of Final Fantasy 14 by yourself, front to finish, and it's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, before we fall in the Final Fantasy hole there, we've seen cats, but it might also be time for a Maple moment.
Maple! I love
So
the
good.
flash every
So
time.
good.
Every time.
We're gonna try that again.
No,
Once more.
I
No,
hope that could
I
be
like it like
part of
that.
it.
Well,
All right.
All right.
Oh, there we
there it
go. Those spinning stars really are.
Oh, man.
Maple.
It's Maple.
Oh, so greedy.
Oh,
Hey, turn around.
Maple.
Turn around. No, turn around.
I
Go
have to
sit.
say, maple is like the perfect maple color, you know?
Yeah, she's a really lovely color.
Yep.
She's so good.
Oh, yeah, she is.
She's so perfect.
She's so drooly. She was sitting here waiting for that cookie.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
I
come in
can
to
tell
visit
that.
a couple
I
of
could, like,
times, but
I
sorry.
could see like your hand like just a little bit up and off of camera, so I knew that you were like holding a treat. So I was like, for Maple's
more or
sake, I
less.
need to throw over there.
More or less anytime I'm like this, where like one of my arms looks like it's in a weird angle or something, or I'm looking off this way, it's because Maple has come in and demanded pets, and I'm surreptitiously petting her off the side of my desk.
As
That's
is
actually
her
cool.
right.
that's nice.
Oh.
As is her right.
As is her right. That's correct.
But the
As a gamer.
Joe Poppins are so good. I don't know why they get me real good. Oh man. Did we want to talk about Final Fantasy more? We don't have to, but I'm
I
just
like
saying if we
talking
wanted
about
to.
Final Fantasy.
Maria,
think-
what are you playing? What are you playing 6 on?
I was started on my phone, but the controls are too difficult on the phone, in my opinion. It's too fiddly. So I switched over to my Switch and started over. And
Okay.
it's great on the Switch. But it is a little like I never played them before. The RPGs I'd played were all Mario related. Paper Mario, Super Mario Sunshine, my all time. And so when I started playing 6, I was like, this is a little different. Like there is no hand holding involved in almost any part of it. And also the story is very dark, which I actually love. And the villain is actually evil. It's great.
Yeah.
Kefka is awesome. And so I love all of these things, but I've had to kind of like have a little bit of help understanding like the mechanics of things or whatever. So occasionally I'll be like looking at a guide or whatever, but that notwithstanding, it's been a fabulous journey so far. I just got past the opera scene, so
Oh, yeah.
that's where I am.
That's one of the all-time best sequences in any Final Fantasy game.
And the remaster is lovely, by the way. The Pixel remaster, they remaster that whole opera sequence.
How are the quality of life updates? That's the thing that kind of keeps me from replaying it.
So give me an example of one of them.
Oh, I'm hoping there are some, but if it's your first time playing, you wouldn't
I wouldn't
necessarily know the
know.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
I
silly
think one of
question
them
on
is
my
that
part.
I think one of them is that you can save at basically any time.
Yes, you can do that.
I think there's also like there's like a menu option or a Moogle or something like that you can check in that will give you a vague idea of where you're supposed to go next. Because
Ooh, I haven't tried
very
that.
good.
Okay, that's good.
if you put the
That's
game down
excellent.
for a bit, then you pick it back up. It's like, what was I doing?
Right, exactly. Like modern games will be like, remember, these people told you these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And back then, it's like, well, you have to
No.
remember the one specific
luck.
NPC in the one specific town who sends
Yeah.
you to this particular place.
And
Have fun
maps
wandering.
are not my strong suit, so
Yeah.
remembering where I was or where I am at any given moment is quite a challenge.
One day, I am gonna direct a video game, and when I do, the feature that I want to include is it just checks the system clock to see if it's been more than 3 weeks since you last booted the game up. And if it is, it gives you a preview,
Previously
Star
on.
Like
Trek
Netflix
Federation
style. Yeah. Yes.
previously on, and just
Yeah.
gives you a
Yes.
story
Love it.
recap of everything that's happened up to that point.
Absolutely god tier. Please do me a favor and don't patent it so everybody can use it. Look at you, Warner Brothers.
That's so smart.
I don't know if
we
that's
have
been done
Mario
before.
Sunshine players in the house here? I just need to ask.
Hell yeah.
All right, great.
Mario Sunshine's great.
Ooh, it's getting cold
real-
in here.
Actually, real quick, because I saw somebody in chat mention it before, because we were doing pets, I will show off Helios a little bit later. Before we do that, though, I wanted to have a chance for us to chat about video games for a little bit, which we can continue to do. But I also want to welcome our new driver, Alexandra Eastveld.
Yay! Welcome,
Yay.
Alexandra.
Thank you for
Welcome.
driving the bus.
You may know her from such places as the shipping office at Desert Bus Prime.
Very
So
fun.
they are going to be driving the bus for the next, I think we're doing hours right now ish. Before
I think that's
trade-off.
about right.
Mhm.
About an hour each.
Yeah. So I'll give us a few more minutes with video games, and then we can start our second giveaway. I'll let you all keep going, but Mario Sunshine reminded me of something else from the GameCube era that I'm going to go grab.
Oh, yeah.
So, please.
Okay. So I have many Final Fantasy opinions. Playing through all of the modern, from Final Fantasy VI forward, Final Fantasy games was a year of my stream. So there's something to love in every one.
Sorry, when are you streaming again?
Except 13.3. When do I
Yeah,
stream
when you
again?
stream again, Matt?
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
Cool.
Where
Thank
can
you.
I
Keep
catch
forgetting.
that?
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Wiggins.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyhow, Final Fantasy VI, awesome game. Final Fantasy VII, my favorite one to just sort of mindlessly do battles in. I love just fighting. I'll go to that area where the Hell House shows up in Final Fantasy VII early in the game, and just I have, and typically do anytime I play through the game, just spend enough time in that area, because I think it's the first area where you can get a 5 stack of enemies in a fight, and use that to level everybody in the party everybody that you have available in the party at that point in time up to their level 3 limit breaks before proceeding. So I'll get Cloud his level 3 limit breaks before proceeding out of the Hell House area. And I'll ridiculously power game Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VIII, there's not much that I like about Final Fantasy VIII. The music bangs. And it has a gameplay system that is so much fun to just break open and abuse. That you can get your team so powerful so early in the game just by playing Triple Triad. I have gone through that, and you can do Lionheart on disc 1. You can get everybody 3rd level magic before you get out of the first area. It's ridiculous how easy that game is to break, and that's super fun. Final Fantasy IX, that's the one that I have as my this is the Final Fantasy game that I got a PlayStation 4, and so it holds a place of nostalgia in my heart.
That one's Sarah's favorite, Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 9. Final Fantasy 10, of course, is like the one that everybody points to as being like, it's so great, and the sphere grid and that is fun to play
Yeah.
with. Final Fantasy 12, it is the build a better blender simulator
Yep.
where you just find ways to automate your team to make them invincible.
Yeah.
And then Final Fantasy 13 is okay. Final Fantasy 13-2, shockingly good. Final Fantasy 13-2, shockingly good. And Final Fantasy Tactics, also great. The Final Fantasy 7 remakes, both of them are awesome. I love them
Sorry,
both.
what is Final Fantasy 13-2?
Okay, so Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy 13 both had in numerical sequels, so direct sequels to the story of those games. And so in the case of Final Fantasy X, it was like a relatively low budget project where they gave it to like a second string team and were like, you have all these assets, go like cobble something together. And they made like a second adventure on a reduced budget with a bunch of asset reuse where they introduced a new character, and it's Yuna and Riku and Pain is the new character. All the like 3 female characters, and they go on like a J-pop adventure. And it's actually like it's kind of melancholy, sort of like the first one is. But the gameplay mechanic, the class or the job system in it is dress spheres. So you get like dress spheres throughout the game, and by equipping them and changing like what outfit you're wearing, you move from class to class. So that's 10-2, and then 13. There's Final Fantasy 13, and then Final Fantasy 13-2, and then Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. And again, they are all doing like relatively lower budget versions of Final Fantasy games where they have done a bunch of asset reuse. But Final Fantasy 13 is kind of a mess due to the way it was developed. Final Fantasy 13-2, they like throw out all the characters from the first, well, not all the characters, but most of the characters from the first game, and they focus on a different set of characters, but they use the same battle system, but instead of it being like a party-based battle system, you actually like catch monsters, and the third member of your party is like a Pokemon, basically. And the whole game is about time travel, so it has like almost a like Chrono Trigger style time manipulation thing where you can go back in time and complete game components in previous eras, and that alters what new eras you can go to and what the situation is in those eras. And there's like a big timeline grid where you can like move around the timeline and visit different eras in different states.
Intense.
And then Final Fantasy 13 is like a weird action game about just the main character, like only the main character of the first Final Fantasy 13 at the point in which the world is ending. And so she has like 7 days, and she is in conversation with literal God. And she has like 7 days to set things right before the world ends. And it has the dumbest ending of a video game I think I've ever seen. And you should not play Final Fantasy 13-3.
Sold.